Millions of dollars that were supposed to go to foster children in San Diego have been intercepted by the county. And in many cases, this was done without the kids' knowledge.
Advocates for foster youth call this practice atrocious and unacceptable. Tonight, CBS 8's Steve Price introduces us to a woman who should have left the foster system with thousands of dollars, but instead left broke and homeless.
It was cold, it was raining, I really couldn't survive, I was starving.
Katrina called this place home for 7 months, a weed-filled patch in La Mesa, close to a trolley stop so she could get to class at City College.
I was just trying to do all my classwork on my phone. When my phone died, a couple little places around here helped me charge my phone.
When Katrina was just 9 years old, her dad died from a heart attack. Then, at age 12, her mom died from an undetected medical issue.
Literally witnessed both of my parents passing away right in front of me.
Katrina ended up in foster care, then transitional housing until age 21.
But after that, she was forced out on her own with only a few dollars to her name. She went to the county for help multiple times, but says their advice was always the same.
Get a job, save the money, and find your own place because we can't do anything for you.
But here's the thing, because Katrina's parents died, she received Social Security death benefits. So where did that money go? Katrina has no idea. She never saw a penny of it.
I didn't even know I had that type of thing.
Apparently, either San Diego or San Bernardino County intercepted her money without telling her and put it in their general fund.
And this is so unacceptable.
Sarah Potter is a former foster youth who now serves as a community advocate. She got a tip about Katrina living in a tent and found her temporary housing.
We're talking about a young person who's 22, who aged out of foster care, was told by the county, well, get a job, save money so you can pay for your own housing. Meanwhile, how many tens of thousands of dollars did they probably take from her or intercept that were her parents' benefits to reimburse themselves for her care and then leaving her with nothing?
Katrina's story is not unique. CBS 8 filed a Public Records Act request with the county asking how much Social Security money that was meant for local kids was intercepted. They say over the past 8 years, they deposited more than $3.2 million. It's money they took from 310 foster kids.
For the state to intercept that money in secret behind the backs of foster youth, while they're in a particularly vulnerable position in care, is amoral and quite frankly predatory.
Amy Harfeld is with the Children's Advocacy Institute, a USD-based nonprofit that is currently helping 2 other foster kids sue the county for taking their death benefits. Counties have long argued that they're entitled to the money as compensation for the costs associated with taking care of a foster child. But Harfeld strongly disagrees.
No child is responsible for paying for their own foster care. That's ridiculous.
The county says it stopped intercepting all foster youth SSI money last year and is now placing the money in accounts created for each child. But Amy is skeptical that foster children are leaving the system with all their money.
If that is true, that's great news. And I applaud the efforts of the county. But we haven't seen any evidence of that or any documentation that they actually have stopped the practice.
Harfeld is now working to change both federal and state laws to end this practice once and for all. Here in California, Assembly Bill 1512 is making its way through Sacramento and specifically requires that benefits are not used to pay for or to reimburse the placing agency for any costs of the child's care.
I'm very optimistic about its passage. It seems that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle understand that what has been happening is egregious.
Amy also says the White House has agreed to take on this issue and hopes a federal bill will be introduced in the coming months.
I was right here.
Katrina doubts she'll ever see any of her money, but she's sharing her story, hoping it will lead to changes that help foster kids in the future. In the meantime, she's working at an after-school program helping kids and studying to get her AA degree with one big goal.
Just make sure I have stable housing as far as the years go on.
You don't ever have to come back here.
In La Mesa, Steve Price, CBS 8.